Woke up this morning, and Yucharist found the net. Yucharist found his feet. Brickarest, as our resident Victor Hader, Sheldon, calls him Brickarest. He's a brick. Scored yesterday with service. How about it? That's what we like to see. We like to see the ball played across when the striker's in the box. Now, Yucharist, get your ass in the box when the ball is to be played across the front. Because a lot of times, the ball is played across there, and you're not there, my friend. And then people have to criticize you. But I don't care how janky the passes look. As long as the ball goes in the net, I am calm with it. You know what I'm saying? But big up to everyone. Big up to the Guna SC in the house. And said, man, that Jimmy Split got some anger issues. He and his moms blocked me simply because I said it's called football. Did he say soccer? Did he just say the United States of soccer? It's the word in the English dictionary that I hate the most. It and toxic. So toxic. The toxic is this new word that this generation use when they can't get their way. Like you tell them no, oh my God, my parents are so toxic. You know, your boss tells you to be at work on time. Oh, it's so toxic. You know, toxic masculinity. Yeah, hate them words. Big up to Guna SC, man. Anger issues ain't got nothing to do with. Have you ever seen Jimmy on stream, bro? Have you ever seen? I call Jimmy the Stephen A of YouTube, screaming A. So it goes beyond blocking. When that brother get on stream. Now, is he doing a show today? I haven't, 7 a.m. people, I haven't consumed any content. Did he wake up and do another cooking session? Because he had a hibachi grill session after they beat us 1-1. Remember that. So I don't know if he had another one after he did the 1-1 win away at Man City, if they had a barbecue session for that. But there is a point in the show where I'm going to talk on the Chelsea fan base. I am. And I'm going to wait until Brian gets back, because Brian said he'll be back around 3:46 p.m., which tells me he's in the UK. So in a couple, the Chelsea fan base needs to be discussed, talked about, exposed. There's some pussy walls over there, so. For a bunch of we don't make excuse merchants, they sure make a lot of excuses. You know that chick? You know, I don't even talk to dudes. I just chill by myself, go to work and go home 2 months later, pregnant. You know, they say a bunch of shit. They project a lot, but when the meat really hits the bone, they're full of shit. And for someone like me, who calls out this fan base on a daily basis, right, or who holds our fans and my manager accountable, you think I'm going to let them pussy all that off the hook? Oh, no. They going to get it. You know what I'm saying? But big up to Mateo in the building, man. Mateo the General. You know what we call him? The real bad man.
Real bad man.
Big up to Mateo every time. R.I.P. Nigeria. Yeah, I didn't have a dog in that fight. You know, I wasn't bothered either way. Indifferent, I guess. Whoever won that one, whatever. Hey, Morocco and Senegal, I'm sure will be a good spectacle to watch. I'm as neutral as they come when it comes to AFCON, because I have like no emotional ties to any African team. And easy win at our home away from home. Mikel has never lost it. That's another flex. That he's the hell with not losing to the top six for however long, not conceding this many goals for however long. This is going to be one of Mikel's ultimate flexes. Since I took this job at Arsenal, I never lost at Stamford Bridge. Welcome to Jamrock. Yes, sir. And big up to Arteta lawyer himself. You know, like when you commit a crime and you hire the big lawyers, it's never just one lawyer, right? It's usually a team of counsel. You know, when OJ was on trial for murder, he had Johnny Cochran, but he also had Rob Kardashian and all these other lawyers, all these other big high-powered attorneys. Yeah. So we have Positive Dan, who's Arteta's lead attorney, and then we have man like Cav from the Red Pitch podcast, who is his lead counsel. You know, Arteta's lawyer. I'm gonna stick it with that tag, and he's gonna have to hold it. Pause. Big up to the assembled, legendary assembled, the historian, the blunder man, the man that holds the blunder man accountable at every stop. Big up to the assembled. Social Jones is with us. My G. Big up. Big up to BBK from Blacks. Block 14, getting GA. Let's go. Yeah. You know what? I actually like what he did after he scored more than the actual goal itself. Man, kicked the ball in the net, stood up, kicked that shit away, masked it, and then walked off. I'm like, you know, this is what I'm talking about. Give me the services and I will score them. You know? Rob Sanchez did what Odegaard could never, set up Gyökeres for a goal. Yep. I hear it. Benny Blanco putting his right foot down the right wing through the ball where the keeper couldn't deal with. Now, Sanchez should deal with that. You should. As a goalkeeper, you should have a strong hands, stronger hands than everyone. Whatever exercises you need to do to get strong hands, just like as a boxer, you need to have a strong chin. You need to have strong hands as a goalkeeper. You know what I mean? But let Gyökeres had not been there, we would have never heard the end of it. Where was the striker? Should have been there. But that ball is there to be played many a times for Yak. But Saka, being Mr. Inversion himself, always wants to cut in, chop back, put it in the top corner on the far side. You have a right foot, because I've seen you score with your right foot, Bukayo. Like blistering shots too. I've seen you put it in the roof over a lot of goalkeepers. Against Palace, I think, and I think against Everton, I've seen you score goals with your right foot. You can put the ball across with your right foot. Do it. Lessons to be learned here. The after-action review. That's going to be the name of one of my streams. I think I did one last week. The after-action review. Whether we won, drew, or lost, we look at the action. What was supposed to happen? What can we do better? What do we need to sustain? And we look at it from a critical standpoint. It's not negative to watch film and try to improve, regardless if the result was a win. Standard practice, you know. You know? Big up to Wahaha. I'm a resident United General. Big you up. For the home time, the brick did more than just make up the numbers. Lodge up gang, BB King. Yeah, he Gyökeres says he's never going to look pretty. He's never going to look calm on the ball. You know, he's always going to be in a wrestling match, bully ball type of stuff. You know, I just need him on the end of stuff, like facing the goal, rather than with his back to goal, wrestling, trying to do the link-up play and all that shit. That's not his game. And at 27 going on 28, he ain't going to find that. Big up to Social again. Say, yeah, but them crosses are like blasted crosses. Hitting hope. Benny and Eze actually looked up and squared it. But that's, you know, Benny Blanco, that's his, Benny Blanco, that's his game, you know. That's his game. But big up, man. Big up to Social again. That boy needs to get out the fentanyl lace. And on that little chuckle, up minute 10:40 something, I didn't clock him coming. He done snuck in here, y'all. The E-Ross done snuck in here, the camouflage. He's stealthy. E-Ross is stealthy today, but right, we don't care. You can't hide from the tribute, my friend. You cannot. You will hold this. Pause. But big up to our boss, E-Ross every single time. Why does I respect people?
Maybach music.
This a survival story. True get a story. I'm drinking rum and Red Bull, and you see, let me heart full.
Just give me the cheese, I'll make it smoke it, yo. Smoke it, yo. It a
Out in the street, they call it murder.
Jamaica, Jamaica.
Yes, sir. Tribute to E-Ross all day, every day. That's our boy. That's our guy. Big him up every time. You know what I mean? Big him up. Big up to Guna Rican TV. Super chat. Said, here's my contribution to the BBK US Army Retirement Fund. Oh, you are mad for that one, my G. Big you up, man. Yeah, the Army is somewhere finger fucking with my retirement package. My official retirement date is 1 March. So if some shit kick off today, I could be called up. You know what I mean? But I have so many leave days, so many vacation days. I'm in what they call terminal status, so my terminal leave, my termination of service, just way so many days. So yeah, for all intents and purposes, I am done. But big you up, my G. I will buy some rum and some Red Bull with that. But big you up, man. Top guy, top content, and we will be getting some work in with Guna Rican, y'all. You know, but big him up every time. Where we at? You know, we became a victim of E-Ross's presence, but we'll find our way back. Here we go. G Wills. I've heard from a great source that Eze been telling Arteta he wants to go back to Crystal Palace on loan until further notice or when he is sacked. Source, Don Ravi's Transfer Daily. Hi, welcome to Transfer Daily, where I tell you a bunch of fuckery. Now, this is tied into the Ethan thing. Why are we hearing transfer rumors about Ethan, and why are we hearing transfer rumors about Eze now? Why is that? Because they're not playing. You know how you fix that, Mikhail? Play them. Play them. You cannot tell me there haven't been opportunities over the past 6 weeks to play Eze or Ethan. Eze was an unused sub for 4 games. In those 4 games as a manager, you can incorporate 110 for another. You don't lose a whole bunch when you take off Odegaard and put on Eze. You do not. What you do gain is a better technical player and some bravery. But I'm going to be told that you're going to lose your press and defensive stuff, right? Why is it when it comes to our attacker, the first thing that the defenders of our shit system talk about is defensive work when we're talking about attacking players? Our attack is janky. It's not great. And that's probably one of the reasons why, because they're so focused on fucking defending that we forget how to attack. So play them. Listen, we have played 4 games in the month of January. Today is January 15th, yeah? It's today, January 15th. So ladies, if you have an army boyfriend, he got paid today. Don't let him tell you no fuckery. So let him send you that. But today's January 15th. We're mid-January. And we've played 4 games. We have 5 more. You want to tell me that Odegaard is going to start and play 90 minutes for all those remaining 5 games? It cannot. Ethan wasn't even in the squad yesterday for the cup that he has contributed a hell of a lot to get us to this point. I wasn't going to play him, but goddamn, what if you did need him? You tell me he couldn't be dressed? What's going on? You play him. 5 games remaining. You have to find a way to incorporate these guys in your team. You cannot run these guys into the ground already. We haven't even hit March. You know what I mean? But if they're it's mad. It's not toxic. I'm taxic. Yeah, it's a new word for this generation. Anything they don't like is toxic. Accountability, toxic. You know, no, you can't have ice cream for breakfast. Toxic. Brilliant performance from Yuck. GNA, my striker, Bosch. Big up to E. Ross the Don, man. Every time. He's back, and you know what that means? Maybach music, man. Yeah, I feel a little bit. The legend that is Lynch. Big up Lynch, man. The streets is getting hot, and the youths them might get so cold. That's that Richie Spice, for anyone who don't know. Some more dappins. Hey. What a case that was, BBK. It's mad. Yeah, brother. Yeah, but we got the Arteta's lead attorney backed up by the Red Pitch podcast. So Arteta can't lose. Because here's the thing, right? This brother Cav, yeah? Listen, people, when I lived in Germany for 3 years, right? So 2 of those 3 years, Arsenal Football Club came to where I lived in Nuremberg to do their preseason training because Adidas headquarters is in Nuremberg and Arsenal is sponsored by Adidas, right? So for those 2 years, 2022 and 2023, they came there for their preseason to kick off their preseason tour. And I was rolling with the team, seeing all the AFTV, man, all the players all through over Germany, right? And the first game I went to, I watched the game, and that's the first time I saw Skelly play. And after Louis Skelly played, I'm going through YouTube, I'm consuming content, wasn't doing content at the time. And I come across this channel called the Red Pitch Podcast. And I see this guy named Cav talking about Louis Skelly performance when no one was talking about Skelly. And he said his words, Louis Skelly in 2 years is going to have a breakout season. And so said in 2 years, Louis Skelly had a breakout season. So Cav is a smart guy and he knows football. But when it comes to Arteta, he says some of the dumbest shit that you will ever hear. So it's one of the cases where you be like, how can someone who is so smart say so much dumb shit when it comes to a particular subject? And I tell him all the time, I say, Cav, you do not get to say shit about how this season will play out because you signed up for this. If you signed up for 1 more year of Arteta, you're going to get all the pain that comes with it. Now, enjoy the jubilation that got us top of the league, top of the Champions League, 1 foot in the final, and in the 4th round of the FA Cup. 5th round, really. We're going to beat Wigan, yeah? But he is one of them guys. Smart as hell. But when he has this, it's like he has an attachment, a personal attachment to Mikhail, that if you say anything other than he is the Lord and Savior, Cav will be on to you. Big up to Hendo. Big you up, my G. Always a pleasure to have you here, my friend. Come through and exchange the pleasantries, man. I love it. It took Ben White coming back from the dead for Eucharist to get service. Benny Blanco, he loves the goal against this bunch, doesn't he? Facts. I love how nonchalant shooter mentality show the Arteta Academy boys levels. Yeah, man. Big up Wahaha. Listen, I've said 2 streams ago that, listen, this Wahaha, let's be nice to him. Yeah, let's be nice to him because he has nothing to play for. Season is done, and he is here for vibes, and he's in full troll mode. So let's be nice to Wahaha, people. Because when it's time for banter, he is going to be ruthless. How do we let that piss poor Chelsea team score 2 past us? Always self-inflicted problems, said Hendo. And it's the same goal. They scored the same goal twice. Back post. Now maybe because Timber is on the right on the left-hand side instead of the right-hand side, where he usually provides that cover. You know, and Benjamin White really hasn't been playing that much. Goes over there and fall the hell asleep. But Garnacho essentially scored the same goal twice. And I went back and looked at it because I was defending Kepa yesterday on the catch-up. I was saying the ball is close proximity, rifled at him, hit into the ground, and it goes past his leg. The difference is the one down at the other end where Mikel Merino gets clean contact and hits Roberto Sanchez's toe and goes wide. You know, it's the small margins. And that Mikel Merino one, that would have made it 4-1, game over, tie done, final, 100%. But same goal twice, which makes it more annoying that it's the same goal twice and it's him. It's Garnacho, who we all who we all malign and say he is shit. Because once we ascended in the game, and I looked over and I see Racina bringing on Garnacho and was it Badia Shield? I was like, oh hell. Now it's time to put belt to ass. Because they're downgrading. 17 games in the Premiership to go for 51 points. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. So I'm sure you've heard if you see me across the spaces, and I think I've said it. Not sure, as I froze out there, but I'm not sure if 6 points is safe with 51. And I will forever kick the can down the road until match week 33 before I make judgment. I have never seen a fan base hate on a striker because they like Kai Havertz as a false nine. Game's gone. People don't want to play with strikers. People don't want to pass to a striker. The game's gone. It's a copycat league. It is. When the NBA, the NFL, like all these coaches, they see a winning formula and they all copy it instead of sticking to their own identities. That's one of the things that I do like about 90s, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s football. You had different style of managers with different style of play. It's all cross entertainment, Even in the music, now all the fucking rappers sound the same. Back in the day, like you knew that this guy had a distinct sound. That guy has a distinct. If there is a song on the radio right now, I could not tell you who the fuck it is. Everyone is copying everyone. So Pep won the league without a striker when Aguero was injured, and he played everybody there except Jesus. He played Foden there, De Bruyne there sometimes, and everyone just became fascinated with this false nine thing. It's like in college football, the Wildcat offense. When they started running that, everybody started to copy it. It's like monkey see, monkey do. Shane Gouda showed a clip of when Gyökeres was celebrating his goal and put Saka away and gave him the dirty look. He like, you know what? I've actually said this in a street. You know what? If AI could, find the clips, if I could just tell AI, hey, go find the street when I said this and bring it up. Because I'm saying, I've always been saying that if we create clear-cut chances for Gyökeres, then he misses them all, then I'm on board to bin him. But I also said in that same breath, if we create multiple chances for Gyökeres and he scores them, he is well within his right to get up and do exactly this. To say, see, I told you. Give me the chances and I'll score them, you pussios. When we're up flying 3, whatever, yeah, you can cut back and, do the fancy stuff. But when I'm making this gut-busting run, I'm here wrestling with these strong-ass center backs all day long, getting punched up. When I make the run, pass me the damn ball. It's like your center in basketball. Get mad at your point guard. The big man is running the floor, goes down in the paint, got a little man on him, throw me the ball and I'll dunk it. You know what I'm saying? But I hear it. And big up to the legend that is Shane Gouda all the time. Bruce Banana Settings, 8:30 tonight. It's going to be a lit show. It might be the best one yet. We've had some good ones. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. E. Ross. I done snuck in this motherfucker. All stealthy, man. Put on his camouflage on and then stuck in like he's the soldier, They call it, it. That's what I wanted us to do to Chelsea yesterday, man. Belt to ass. Wanted to murder them, man. I'm moving to the Caribbean when my time in the UK is done. Hey, the Caribbean is a big place, Where in the Caribbean? The Greater Antilles, the Lesser Antilles. Where you going, my bro? Because that's home. That's home, brother. So, it's all love. I am there. That rum and that Red Bull. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Hey, it's all good, man. All good, my G. Big you up. You should rename your channel from BBK to DJ Sports. It's in the name. Hey, listen, and that's what I'm talking about. The suggestion box is here. Here's the comment section. I hear that. I hear that. But the BBK Sports is a tribute to my cousin Sean, who helped me launch the channel and been supporting me ever since. Supports me more than my family and friends do. You know what I mean? So it's just one of them ones. BBK, the Big Boys Club. The C was taken. Stay safe out there in Portland. Shit looks like a hippie war zone. But I haven't been to Portland in a minute. It's a weird city. I thought Seattle was weird and hippie and janky. That Portland, it's another level of hillbillyism. No way. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we heard Younger STUV rumors. You know, there's an AI clip floating around, an AI podcast of why Eze isn't getting minutes, because in an Arteta system, everyone has to defend. Again, the attackers, when we talk about the attackers, it's being led by their defensive attributes. I don't want to hear that shit, man. We're Arsenal. We're known for playing open, honest, attacking football. Now we're here that we're benching our best defenders, or we're benching our best attackers, not playing our best attackers because they don't defend. All in while we have the best defenders in the Premier League. What is the... Because if somehow this rigid version of what we're doing help us win, then it will be justified. But you can't play this brand of football, not win, and then double down and be wrong and strong. I'm not hearing that. Odegaard needs to be dropped. He is awful. Am I lagging, people? Because in the studio it's telling me that I'm lagging. I get an error flashing across my screen right now, say YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain a smooth streaming. So I don't know if I'm lagging. YouTube has been janky, you know. YouTube kicked the ketchup off the damn internet yesterday or 2 days ago. You're not a good defense team. If you're relying on your player's structure, it's not that good. You don't trust your defense. And shit, does he trust the attack, Social? Does he? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, brother. Because if he doesn't, his behavior on the sideline will suggest what you're saying is true. You know, the over instructing. In fact, at the end of the next home game, sack him the second the full-time whistle goes in front of the fans and cameras. As they're probably thinking he could have saved Spurs' season. Toxic was fine when Brittany said it. Yeah, you know, it's just now they take it and it's everything other than what it was meant to be. Feed the York and he will score. I'm here for it. Who the SC is on smoke, you know. I've seen Kepa getting dragged for his performance yesterday, but in my opinion, he kept us in the game. Yeah, I don't think Kepa was awful. I really don't. I think that's man of the match between Zubimendi and Gyökeres. You know, I think Trossard was doing really well up until he got booked. Then I think he kind of lost his way. But it was the point in the game where it's weird that I never expected to see Odegaard and Declan Rice off the pitch at the same time. And the reason why is, you know, set piece specialists, they are. And we did get a free kick in a good position where one of them could have been useful, you know. But it's just weird in a game where Declan comes off and Odegaard comes off and Eze still doesn't get minutes. You know. By the way, on a welfare check reason, has anybody seen AJ? He's been away for the past few days. Yeah, he is okay. He's okay, Hendo, and I appreciate this. He messaged me, and today is Thursday, so he might be back in the spaces today. But yeah, AJ is fine. Yeah, that's love. This is the community that I'm talking about. And on that note, man, I'm going to pause there, and I'm going to give you a round of applause for checking on our mod god. That is a passionate young man, you know, that AJ, that he does not fuck around. Were you a soldier or a Euro tourist? I was a soldier during the day. Yeah. But and a Euro tourist all the time. You know what I mean? But the thing I love most about Germany is the access that it gave me to Europe, to the rest of Europe, and the access that he gave me to high-level football. gave me the opportunity to go to every Bundesliga stadium between 23 and 24. COVID robbed me a year. So my son is actually a soldier now, and I hope he gets stationed in Germany so I can go visit his ass. And he'll think I'm coming there to see him. I'm like, nah, bro. I'm going to make up for that year, 2020, 2021, where I couldn't do anything because COVID had us on lockdown. But yeah, I do miss Europe, man. So, but big up to Guna SE. Saw an interview clip from Zidane, the Zizou, my baller, you know, talking about management. He involves all his players. He never says, I will leave you, I will need you in March, and don't play the player. By the time March comes around, the player is gone mentally. See, that's a leader. You know, part of management, you know, is leadership. You have to be able to lead men. You know, like leadership transcends sports, the military. You need to lead. Manage, lead. And Zidane, you know, the egos that he had to deal with at Real Madrid. Now, being a Hall of Fame legendary player sure does help. But the messaging, you know, yeah, you can't. Hey, I'm gonna need you in March. So what the bro? We're in October. What am I meant to do between now and March? Cut my damn nails. Big up to Gary. Greetings to you, my friend. Yeah, man. Yeah, he is checked in and he is okay. Is that our first team semifinal win? Yeah, first one since the FA Cup, since Man City in 2020. Yeah. And a number 9 scored and assists, but then false 9 Jesus, Sky Mourinho couldn't deliver. Crazy what strikers bring. He had 4 damn defenders around him when he made that. And he made that pass. Yeah. Breaking news in the background, and big up, the New York Giants are hiring John Harbaugh. And I kind of like that move. I'm not going to lie. He's a Super Bowl winning coach. And speaking of AJ, there he is. He heard us. He heard us, and he's here. So big up the mod god that is AJ. Winning away at the bridge, winning a semifinal game, winning a FA Cup game. We haven't done any of that stuff in a while. 4 games gone, and we still have 5 left in this. We have a game every 3 days, my friend. So rotation becomes an issue now. It has. Because what he cannot do is start Odegaard, Zubimendi, and Rice all these games and then complain about fixture congestion at the back end, as if he doesn't know that we have a game every 3 days. So he takes off Odegaard in the 69th minute or wherever. So that's rest. Okay, calm. Now, is he resting him to start him again against Forest on Saturday? I think so. I don't think Eze starts that game. But if he takes him off, then Eze gets to play 60, 70 minutes, then comes off against Forest. Odegaard comes on and see out the game. That's good rotation, but that's not how it's going to go. I don't think so. I really don't. Big up to Prome Ice Gaming. Big up BBK. Big up love, bro. Love to you, my friend. Appreciate you checking in. So on to the positive side of the street. What exactly is Blunderman going to win? The quad, treble, double, a cup, or nothing? Quad off nothing. See, I told you this motherfucker is in his full troll mode, you know? I told you. Wow, what have we done to you, my friend? I said the quad of nothing. The quad of nothing for 300, please, Alex. That wasn't even on the board. Wow. I do think we're leaving the party with something. I won't run away from it. I go on panels now, and I'm hearing everyone say it has to be a major. It has to be a major. And these are the positive ones. These are the lawyers saying that we have to win a major. This is Cav. This is Catch. You know, this is Positive Dan. All the men them are saying we need to win a major. And I'm over here, the negative one, saying, brother, domestic cup double, and I'm shutting up, you know. Because nothing is a real possibility for me. It is. So if from nothing to leaving the party with 2, I'm shutting up. Last night convinced me that Arsenal will nothing again this season. Expand on that for me, Endo. Is it the the fact that we didn't put Chelsea to the sword and still gave them life, because they have a pulse. You know, they come to the Emirates and score in the 17th minute, and then the whole stadium gets quiet and nervous, because then the momentum will be fully on their side. Is that what you mean? Or is it the lack of rotation? Because the lack of rotation now is what's starting to concern me, right? After Nani performed the way he did versus Club Brugge at the weekend, you know, Saka plays in the full 90 against Wolves, and I'm like, you know, there are so many rotational opportunities that I think Arteta has missed, and I'm praying that it doesn't cost us. You know, but big up, man. Interesting stat. Only 9 points separates 15th to 4th. Yeah, so United has a chance. 1 game a week. I think right now the ultimate, any banter that United have left this season is if they finish above Liverpool. If they finish above Liverpool after Liverpool won the Premier League and had the transfer window that they had, to be sitting only 3 points ahead of United on the same goal difference is criminal. Get the likes up, guys. The 14 likes, guys. What are we doing? Big up, Pro. You know what I hate when people make up lies to suit their narrative. Nobody fucking like Havertz. Gyökeres is just dog shit. And again, I will hear this from Sheldon and Sheldon only, because he's been consistent with this from the beginning. He hates Arteta. I want to say hate. Hate is a strong term, but he feels the way he feels about the manager. He just doesn't rate Gyökeres. But I've seen quite a few people who wanted Gyökeres, who rated Gyökeres, who are now throwing Gyökeres under the bus because they like the manager, which are fuck crit. And I can't respect that. But yeah, no one got time for damn Havertz. You know, hey, is that clip? Can anyone put that clip in the chat? The link to that clip. I'll click it and watch it over on my split screen. They're not actually hating on the striker because they wanted Kai as a false 9. They're hating because they are compelled to support whoever Arteta favors. And we all know he favors Kai. Madness. And I agree with that 100,000%, G. Wills. 100% per thousand. Just made up a number there. BBK is going on to the positively we're winning something daily side. I don't know. Okay, if I can go back and find I did a show when the transfer window closed where I did who's winning the Premier League, who's winning the Champions League, who's winning the EFL Cup and the FA Cup. I did that show right in September. I'll go find that clip for you, Handel, the Assembled. I promise I will. And I didn't have us winning the league based on Liverpool winning the league in the transfer window they had. I never had us winning the Champions League, but the FA Cup and the Carabao, I have us winning those in September when the window closed. So it's not jumping sides. It's just that these cups, I think he was closer to them in the actual league or the Champions League. Gyökeres gave Saka the look and screamed, "If you don't get your hand off me." Now, say that is the case. Say that is the actual case of what happened. How does Saka respond to this? Does he respond like a little child? Does he respond like a bitch? Or does he respond like a leader? Because when Odegaard came off, he gave him the armband, did he not? So do you respond as a leader? Because as a leader, sometimes the response that you get from your men won't be positive. Sometimes it will be like that. Yep. How do you respond as the leader? Do you take it personal? Or do you understand that in the grand scheme of things, you will understand and deep it that if Gyökeres is scoring, it's good for everybody. Because Bukayo, we know you can get yours. That cutback is always on. But I'm Victor Gyökeres and I'm on the pitch. The only way I can score is if there's a defensive blunder or you guys create chances for me. Other than that, I'm just out here running around. So How Bukayo Saka responds to this will be important. BBK, you just got a sub from Iceland. Iceland, you know. Big up to Prom Ice, man. Big up to you. I see Prom Ice all the time. I see you in Views Chat. I've seen you over by Rashid. Arsenal Revolution TV, that's been rebranded to the level-headed Arsenal fan. Now he's the Arsenal scholar. Rashid, stop renaming your damn channel, bro. I don't want to be searching for Rashid and can't find you because you done renamed the damn channel 15 times in a month. What are we doing? But big up, Prom. Havertz and the coordination in front of goal is like a baby giraffe on ice, brother. Kai Havertz remains to be the only player I've ever seen tackle himself. I didn't even know this was possible. He tackled himself in the box and trips and falls over. This is why I was so surprised. The Villarreal game or the Bilbao game, whichever game it was at the Everton preseason when he scored that goal. Gyökeres scored the header. We were 2-0 up or something. Then Havertz comes on and picks up the ball at halftime, and he makes his mind up that he's going to score. I've never seen him run that fast in my life. And he did absorb contact in that play. The whole Havertz would have fell the hell over. Never seen. I was shocked. Thought he would have fell the hell over. But he stayed on his feet. Big up BBK in the chat. Y'all getting the goal. This is what he needs. Early cross, one touch in the ops box. Hope Gyökeres can score more goals for the rest of the season. Yeah, and we got Forrest next, and he did score. I think he scored one of his best open play goals, running across the box, scoring against Forrest at home. Remember that play? Calafiori over the top to Eze. Eze looks up, didn't even take a touch. With his weaker left foot, puts it on the platform. Bang, it's in the net. Creating something out of nothing. So, yeah. Hopefully it kicks on. Big up, man. Yeah, sometimes. Okay. Yeah, listen. I'm going to start doing what Hendo tells me and start resetting my damn internet settings before I come on stream. The problem is that I wake up and I come straight on. You know, I got to get the kids out to school and then I come straight on. I might have to start getting up early, which is what I'm trying to get away from, that I'm no longer military, innit? Trying to detox. Okay, gotcha. Damn, yeah, I finally got the warning over here. Says it seems fine. Hey, man, big up. Yuck assist for Zubi's goal was class. And big up to Zubi for, you know, the hezzy that put Fofana on the back pedals was just as important as the pass. You know, the finish with his weaker foot, you know, going across. Yeah, that was a class finish. Can someone explain the logic of Odegaard getting all Eze's minutes? I'm confused. Now, for the goal that Kepa was being blamed for, yeah? Whenever a goal is conceded, you can look at a series of mistakes. It's never just one thing. And I saw this series of mistakes in real time. I didn't even have to go back and look. It started with Gabriel fluffing the clearance. And then Odegaard failing to realize that you are now on top of the danger. You know, the danger, green all the way to red. We were all the way in the red there, but he didn't recognize that. People talk about, oh, he presses. He didn't recognize how much danger we were in. That's why that casual, nonchalant tackle that he went in, when it failed, floodgates. Because now you are isolated. Benjamin White is isolated in the box one-on-one with Pedro Neto. Can't touch him. Can't get too tight to him. Because Betty Blanca doesn't have that burst of pace anymore. Couldn't touch him. And fell asleep at the back post because Benjamin White is over by where Neto is. He's right back. Garnacho is wide open because the guy that's supposed to be covering him is pressing the ball. A series of breakdowns. Of course, Kepa could have done better, but a series of breakdown led to before the shot was even taken. Hey, bro, Puerto Rico. I've been to Puerto Rico, you know. I've been to a place called Nahuabo. One of the great. I left that place. I went there 164 pounds, and I left that place damn near 200. The way those people were feeding me. Every house that I walked by, some old Puerto Rican lady asked me if I wanted some mofongo, some chuletas, some carne fritas, some fucking what they call that? Arroz con pollo. Oh, shit was so good, man. Feeding me to death. Yeah, I've heard from Claire as well. So, hey, did someone order a mod? The entire chat been looking for AJ, man. Big you up, my G. Rhoda Spain was like that as well. Without Spain there, it would be no Guna Rican. Yeah, I've been to Rhoda. It's a Navy base, yeah? It's a Navy base on the outskirts of Spain. I was there in 09. Yeah. Yeah, man. We're praying for the Clay Bear and hope she as well. 34 you legends locked in. Big up to every single one of you. Make sure that we are doing the like thing and the sub thing. Love, people. Question: it's odd, but ex-Chelsea goalkeepers keep playing for Arsenal against Chelsea. The final word in any final seem to have a dodgy game. Thoughts, if any? It's odd, but Chelsea goalkeepers playing for Arsenal. Oh, okay. You're talking about the Kepa thing. Yeah, he could have done better on that goal, but I still think the series of breakdowns that led to the goal were more avoidable and are more blameful than Kepa himself for that goal. On the second goal, he is probably banking on the referee for giving him a whistle because goalkeepers are so protected. But he could have done better for the second one. I'm more inclined to blame him for the second goal than the first one because the goal that Garnacho had to aim for was wide open for the second goal. He didn't have to aim, just put contact. Yeah, man. Welcome back, AJ. Hope that time you had off was beneficial to you. Big you up, man. Good to see you, King. There is no issue. Bring back Eze. Madueke have been subbed on and more. Yeah. I mean, can we? Saka needs a rest. Have we heard that before? Most of us didn't want Madueke, but Madueke has been a service level deputy this year. Right? He's done well at times. What's the point of him if Saka is still playing heavy minutes every damn game? Like, Arteta, and I'm saying this, like I said this last night with Yaga P. None would have been up for this. His former team. But would have been here for it, man. Saka is pissed. I'm curious to see how he responds. Yak needs to be selfish when he gets the ball and take more shots in or outside the box. Ops. Yeah, because he can hit the ball. He does have a strong on him. The Quad of Nothing, the title of the next James Bond movie. It is catchy, isn't it? Big up to Jam Boy, my G. Big you up, man. Bonjour, Hendo. Gaza! Saka pissed me off yesterday, man. We have the same energy with him as we did with Ozil and all. Yeah. He has to, and and they should be a surprise if they don't do this. I'm sure they watch film. They have film sessions, right? They're professional footballers. In those film sessions, surely they go over and be like, hey, ball should have been released here. This is when I want the ball. This is where I'm good at it. This is where I want it. This is where I'm comfortable. This is where I don't like it. And if Saka is watching the same film, he must realize, damn, I left a lot of goals on the pitch today if I had crossed the damn ball. You know what I mean? Yeah. EBK could not finish the tie last night, and the self-inflicted problems primarily stemming from the manager. We go 4-up on that Merino chance, and it's tied done. It's planning for Man City in the final. Full rotation next game. Yeah, 2 weeks from now on, February 3rd, I think. Full rotation. I could hear it. But right now, there is still work to be done. I fully expect us to go through, but there is work to be done. We have to see off Chelsea at the Emirates, which I think we're more than capable of doing, even with, Arteta there. The team is good enough to win a trophy, but Arteta has to do better with rotations. The rotation is key. It's so worrisome that he's going to... And this would be the most egregious of them all. To have serviceable deputies, serviceable players. And I've said this before. In no world, Eze should be a backup for Odegaard. It should be the other way around, if you ask me. But you have more than capable players, and you still don't rotate. You still get your rotation wrong with this many players at your disposal. Questions. And I do have questions. I'm not gonna lie. Because, like I said, we have 5 more games remaining in January, right? We don't have any damn defenders. If we think we can play Saliba and Gabriel Timber for the rest of the 5 games that we have in January, then we run the risk of one of them breaking down. We do. And then what? If Gabriel goes out for another 4 weeks, then what? We heard for the game that Saliba and Trossard may or may not be in the squad. Saliba is in, not only is he in the squad, they both start one play 90. A full 90. So, I mean, we look forward to Forrest. I'm pretty sure they both start. Saliba and Gabriel, our defense is thin right now. They both start. Against Inter away, we're damn near through. I couldn't play him in both of them in that game, but I think they both start. Then Man United 5 days later, they both start. Carry at the Emirates away game, could rotate there. But the next 4 games, fully expecting them to play. This would be a bottle job. And we can't hide from that. I know we love context and we love this and we love that. However, if we do not get to the final from this point, it is a bottle job. I don't care. And another bottle means what, Sakim? Do you want yucks old? Bringing on Havertz and taking Rice off and playing 2-10s in a match where we're winning and not doing that in the likes of the Liverpool home and away is criminal, yeah. And I think we lost something there when Kai was in the midfield. I gotta tell me you're not a midfielder without telling me you're not a midfielder, Kai. Just look at yesterday's performance. Like he brought Mikel Merino on to get back control of the game. Did that work? Did we get back control of the game? Maybe, but we did score, and then he had a chance to kill the tie. Wicked save from Sanchez. I'm not going to call that a miss. He was on target, and that was on his weaker right foot, but that was a wicked save from Sanchez. You know? But that Odegaard thing going under the radar with his limp display. Marino punched the ball inside the box. No hesitate. I don't blame Victor Gyökeres whatsoever. I don't either. Jesus. Sometimes I swear these names, my eyes go blurry with these names, you know, but is it S. Yeeman? Plus, I don't want to get caught out with some of these names. Says, we need to drop Saka to save our seasons. That's some strong words, you know. Strong words. Left back. Hey, that's where he started. That's where he started his Arsenal career, to be fair. Saka needs to move to the left side. If you're going to play a front wing combination of Nani Madueke and Saka, I think Saka is the one that needs to move to the left side. I think he would be good over there. And I think Gyökeres would appreciate that. Simon, gotcha. Goddamn. My apologies, my G. I hate making a mess of people's names, so appreciate you correcting me with that. But BX Gunner says, yeah, move him to the left side. Fuck it. Yeah, man. There he is, people. The level-headed Arsenal fan. The Arsenal scholar. A.K.A. the Revolution, man. The Revolution will be televised. Will be televised on YouTube. Courtesy of this guy right here. I need a name, man, them hell. Hey, people. We know Rashid. We got love for Rashid. He is our brother. He is part of the resistance. So, I don't know when Rashid is going live if he's still in the chat, but hit him with a couple of suggestions, yeah? Big up to Binks. Didn't Thierry have a famous self-tackle? Thierry can have 10 famous self-tackles. You know? When you're one of the GOATs, you know, you're allowed a certain amount of leeway. You know, Kai Havertz, nah. Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Saka, Odegaard, Zubi, Rice, Madueke, Gyökeres, Trossard. I hear that, but give me Zubi, Rice, Eza. Take Odegaard out the line for a little bit. You know, at this point, it seems like he is above rotation. And I don't like that. Saka on the right kills his own momentum, having to readjust to his left foot. And that readjustment gives Cucurella that extra step to get closer to him and hold him. Because you notice every time he shakes Cucurella, big things happen. But a lot of times, because he has to readjust, that little damn mutant, you know, that Kenny G's illegitimate child named Cucurella gets back, you know, right side of him. I fully agree. I would trade him for Elise in a heartbeat. AJ being consistent. Simon disagrees. Binks getting her love. That yacht goal was 5-0 leads, wasn't it? I think he scored against Forest. I think we got there was a penalty that Max Dowman won a pen in one of those games. Could be getting those mixed up. But York scored a tap in from an Eze cross from an over the top Calafiori ball. And I think that was the Forest game. Feed the York. Feed him, goddammit. Let him eat. If York played for Fergie, he would threaten to drop anyone who don't pass to him. Yeah, because Brother Views says this all the time. Hey, there's Robin Van Persie. If you do not pass to him, you will not play. That's a pretty simple tactic. If that was Odegaard in Zubi's position, he would have romanced the ball and turned around, never shooting on his weak foot. Yeah, but he would have looked real good doing it, so he would have looked like he did something. 27 of you legends locked in, man. Big up. Love, people. Appreciate you. Appreciate this football therapy session. Yep. The Assemble said, BBK, you obviously never seen MC Queen tackle young Willie at Wembley. Ended up on the floor with the ball rolled out for a throw. And 50 years later, I still can't work out what happened. If I can find a clip of that game of Kai tackling himself, I think it was a Brentford game. I think it was. Remember the game when Ramsdale fluffed the throw and threw the ball straight to Wissa, and they scored. I think we did come back and win the game, but I think it was that game. Kai tackled his damn self. Arteta likes a player to play his way. Work hard, defend, rather than attack. It's true, 100%. But there's part of me as a football man, as a football person, when we're talking about an attacker, when we're talking about attacking, we're talking about the attacking prowess of a certain player, and then we lead with what he does off the ball. Crazy to me. You know? When you do your damage going forward, that's what we should maximize. Don't tell me about what you do off the ball. You know? And anyone tell me what Lamine Yamal does off the ball? His off the ball stats and all them fucker there. I'm not saying that stuff is not important, but you know what I'm saying? If I were to use the NFL analogy, you don't expect your goddamn offensive linemen to know how to run routes. They need to know how to block. You don't expect them man to know how to catch. You don't expect them to block. Your receivers and your skill positions, you want those guys to be able to block. No, to catch, not to block. We let Chelsea back into it. We gave him a pulse. We had a chance to knock him out, and we didn't. Now, could that come back to haunt us? That would be a ball job if we let Chelsea back into this tie at the Emirates. You know, the task at hand. Don't lose to Chelsea at home on February 3rd and you're in the final. That's the task at hand. It's as clear as that. Even he can't fuck this up. Now, Wild Boys, where my family is from. Big up, man. See? We're more connected than we think, Puerto Rican. See? Telling you, bro. Bink's definitely here. Hey, big up, man. Big up. Suppose we're feeding Nah, bro. There was them ladies, man. And these were grandmas, you know. And I knew very little Spanish back then. But food, international language, you know? Food, music, sports, international language. You know, that's how they accommodated us. Sorry for the lateness. Won't hide. The game is over. Hey, man, big you up, my G. Big up, man. Now, there is this Jimmy, and then there was this blow up this morning on Never a Foul from Joey. Now, I've seen enough consistently across the YouTube spaces for the Chelsea fans who do content. Now, Brian, I'm not sure if you do content. If you do content, let us know. Put your link in the chat. We'll sub to you and consume some of your stuff. Pause. But the Chelsea fans who do content are on some rage bait and shit right now. Man, them are coming. I said on yesterday's stream, either you're gonna be a bully or a victim. You can't be having on sunglasses, championship belts, and Chelsea mugs on streams, and then go into the other streams leading with, "Oh, we had all these injuries. We got this guy out." Either you're world champions or you're not. If you're champions of the world, $2 billion spent, you should be able to deal with a couple players out, no? Am I missing something? But Joey and Jay this morning, complete player, man telling man figure suck him and all kind of fuckery. Over the fact that the game is over and you hold your licks. But even that damn Yasser came in here yesterday, came on Rashid's channel, leading with no Reese, no Cole Palmer, no Caicedo. Well, you're $2 billion spent, bro. I beat my team up every day. We got 1.3 billion spent, no trouble. Well, you've doubled that. So it's not no one's fault that you had to start Mount Gooey. At some point, you have to decide either you a bully or you're a victim. You can't be both. There's nothing lamer than a bully playing victim. So that's what I'm seeing from the Chelsea fans who do content. And I'm specifically calling out Joey Wipe Sports and Jimmy Screaming A. Screaming A Jimmy. Yeah, man. Big up Binks. Watched the match in a sports bar last night, bantering some Chelsea fans till they started doing the same back to us. Couldn't keep a 3-1 lead. That's not banter. That's reaching. You lost the game. You cannot. You're the home team. You lost the game. You're the champions of the. And this is what I mean. How is championship belt top of the world trying to flex after you lost at home? I'm not hearing it. Big up to Kwaja. The subs exposed Arteta inexperience and immaturity, says AFC always. In the game, he thought the game was secured. Yep. I'm gonna skip out some of those. And there's the link for Jamboy as well. Definitely sub to Jamboy. Raya and Eze have to play in the second leg. Drop Kepa and Odegaard. And Noni. Add Noni as well. Drop Saka. Play Noni in that game. He'll be up for it. You know, the two Chelsea fans that will be in the stadium booing, they'll be drowned out by the 60,000 Arsenal fans. Arteta needs to manage the attack. That's his downfall. He can't. Simon, I'm glad you're here, my friend. But we've just 2-3 streams ago, Social Joins and myself, laid out a great case. We don't think he can coach an attack. We'll give him the credit for being a great defensive coach because we've seen him put a good defense together. But the attack is just not his thing. But I just think he's too much ego, too much stubbornness for him to admit that he can't coach an attack. Because I've never seen none of the attackers who come to Arsenal flourish. None of them. Never seen Eze look this bad for Palace or for England. No striker who comes to this football club and take the next step and kick on and score 20 goals a season. He inherited a Golden Boot winner and cut his goals in half the very next year. Saka should have passed the ball early to Gyökeres with his right foot. But he is a creature of habit, repetition, to where his instinct is always to cut back in. And I think Sherwood said that in the Sky Sports interview the other night as well. Arteta needs attacking minded number 2 to help him with his blind spot. That's what Simon, I'm saying. He will not. His ego won't allow him to do this. So essentially, NFL term, he needs an offensive coordinator. You have the head coach of a football team or an NFL team. You have your defensive coordinator. and your offensive coordinator. Now, some coaches are good enough to call the plays themselves, you know. But I mean, he's willing to hire a set piece coach. He might give it a shot, but I just don't see it. I found myself saying once again, Arteta is so inexperienced for being 6 years and built in a powerhouse. How managers become so stubborn to the point of sabotaging your own protection is mad. It's lunacy. Because after 6 years, dare I say, I don't consider you to be inexperienced anymore. I'm sorry. If you are a truck driver for 6 years, you're no longer a rookie. Now, of course, you're not experienced as someone who's been driving trucks for 26 years, but you're no longer a rookie. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're a first officer, I'm sure it don't take 6 years to become a first officer, to become a pilot, a captain. If you've been sitting in the first officer seat for 6 years, going on 7, I'm sure you in 6 years you accumulate the requisite amount of hours to become a captain. So that's how much time we're talking here. So he's no longer inexperienced manager, but he's making inexperienced decisions. He is. Big up to Mateo. So this is my contribution to the retirement plan too. Retirement plan. Oh my God. Oh man. Big up to you, my dude. Far too kind. Far too kind. But I did, the retirement plan was made carefully and it wasn't a rash decision. I planned this out, very carefully. So, I'm not gonna fall off of a cliff. So, but yeah, man, big up to you, my G. Manners and respect every time. Let me get caught back up here. Where was I? Quadra say, I want to see some rotation versus Forest. Saka Odeclap must be dropped. It's Forest and then it's Inter away. I want to see rotation in the Inter game. Well, I don't want to see like multiple games we're going and there's the same starting 11, especially the same starting midfield. And then Ethan is not even in the squad. But then in March, when you're gonna need him, like we have gonna said earlier, when you're just gonna throw him out there cold when he hasn't been playing for time. With Calafiori injury plus Mascara new injury, we have now 107 different injuries since the start of last season. Keeping count. This is gonna hit 120 before the season ends. Guarantee it. I think we can grind out the league title, but big cups is beyond us as we don't have decisive scorers. That's a fair statement. I think we have a decisive scorer, right? He's just not, a TT that can create for himself. Silent listening to that. Big up to you, man. Come on, Doc. You know what it is, my G. Big you up, man. It's Binks, not Jinx. Marino came on and did better than all of our subs. Control. We had to get control back in the game. Some more dappings going on. BX Gunner. The fact of the matter is this team should be looking exciting and laying waste to the league, but we look extremely underwhelming while being very well prepared. The manager is fucking it up. So this is the thing. And I said this, and I got pushback from it from Adolf. Remember when I said we're underperforming this season? I think we've underperformed. They were like, what do you mean we're underperforming? We're top of the league. Well, both things can be true. I don't think we've overperformed this season. I think only 3 teams, maybe even 2 teams that you can say have overperformed this season. And those teams is Villa, probably Villa, right? We can say Villa has overperformed. No one had Villa top 3. We can say Villa overperformed. Brentford, they're 5th. I picked them to get relegated based on what they've lost. Their captain, 220 goal a season scorer, and their manager. I predicted them to go down. And I guess you can say Sunderland. Those are the 3 teams that I think overperformed. I think we've underperformed. So in a nutshell, you can say the league hasn't been great this year because we're an underperforming team is 6 points clear. Victor Gyökeres now on 8 goals in all comps. Now it's time on Saturday for Yok to get to end the wait for a Premier League goal. Yeah, he must. He must score on Saturday if he even starts. Yeah, 2 away from 10 goals in all comps, despite the shit tactics and attacks. I know English is not a native language in America, but it is it is Simon. Yeah, man. I tell you what, you had put Simon in Simon, I would have said damn Simon. But it's it's spelled very creatively. I want to give right wing to Nani until Saka is fully rested. I'm here for that. I'm here for that. I'm here for Saka resting and sitting out for a bit. And I'm also here for Eze getting some minutes in the name of Odegaard. I just, if Odegaard was out there pulling up trees and doing the bits, and I'd be like, Eze, I'm sorry, bro. Sorry. But this is a factual statement I'm about to make. We still, on this day on January 15th, season started on August 12th, 11th. This day, our best run of form still occurred when Eze was our starting 10, when Odegaard was out of the team. Make of that of what you will. It may not be a dig at Odegaard. It might not be Eze Glaze. It's just a factual statement. Our best run of form, 8 games. 6 in a row and clean sheets and all that shit. Odegaard wasn't in the squad. Wasn't. Was nowhere near it. Big up to Brian. Love my bro. I don't do content. But the problems you highlighted are the fault of the owners not buying correct players. Big up for the super chat, my bro. Yeah, man. Big you up for the support and all that. But I don't know if you watched Never a Foul. But this morning, it was a complete meltdown on there with Joey and Jay, the Tottenham fan. And I've seen that from Joey all the time. I don't need to be here. Bro, you do need to be here. You do content. And Never a Foul is your biggest platform. This is the reason people who know you are, because no one really watches your other channel, right? And then you're there. I don't have to be. No, you show up when you win and talk shit. It's part of the game. So it's, and this is the thing, that the ones who do content, Brian, whenever they sign players, gas them to the mountains and back. I've seen Greasy Don say that Estevao is on the same level with Lamine Yamal. You see, on international break, they got a penalty and all these players on the pitch, and they let Estevao take the penalty. It was a fucking friendly. You think if that was a final and there was anything at stake with Cunha on the pitch and Vinny on the pitch and all these other men, they're letting Estevao take a pen. You know what I'm saying? This is what the ones that do content feel like they just need to go over the top with shit. And there's a myth out there that only Arsenal fans do it. We're here to debunk all that fuckery. You know what I mean? But big you up for the super chat, my G. Where we at? BX Gunner. Simon. Man, whose name I completely fucked up. We've been awful at the Emirates against big team, and Chelsea are favorites now. Well, we've been awful at the Emirates against big teams. But if by awful you mean the standard that we should be winning them, yes. 0-0 versus Liverpool, 1-1 versus City. Yeah, our best performances at the Emirates versus big teams have come in the Champions League, Bayern Munich and Atletico Madrid. You know, but I hear it. But the Chelsea are favorites now. I'm not sure. You know, I do expect us the fact that they have to score, we have to exploit that. Got a ticket to the second leg of the Emirates. Bosh. The other time I saw Arsenal-Chelsea, they beat us hoping for a better result. Was that the 2021? That was the Pablo Mari and the Reece James. No. The Reece James and the Lukaku goal when Pablo Mari was in our defense. That's the last time Chelsea beat us. It was at the Emirates. I remember that game, 2-0. That was the 2021-2022 season where we started that season getting punched up 2-0 away at G-Tech Stadium. Lost at home to Chelsea 2-0. Then went to City and held 5. Going into international break, we had 0 points, 0 goals scored, -9 goal difference. And Tottenham was sitting at the top of the league. I thought Arteta would have surely been sacked that international window. And he made it through that. Pride is killing Arteta and our chances 100%, brother. Pride and innocence. Pride has been the downfall of a lot of great men. He could be no different, you know. Let me catch up. Damn, did I get back behind the chat again? The whole mix-up started when Arsenal brought Havertz as a midfielder instead of buying a striker we needed, knowing that Havertz played as a striker for Chelsea. Yeah, and a larger part of it is that was the season, right? After Man City just signed Haaland and did the treble. And someone at Arsenal, Edu and Mikhail, with their infinite wisdom, thought that Kai Havertz was the guy who could bridge that gap between that goal-scoring machine. People still want to rely on Jesus. If I pronounce that Jesus, it sounds great, doesn't it? So with Arteta done with MLS and Ethan, might as well go back to the youth. The Ethan thing, you know. And does he get asked about that in press conference? Why no Ethan in the squad today? Because I know it's not an injury, because he was in the squad in the previous game. But in the previous game, he wasn't. You know, and you men know how I feel about the loan thing. American English is better. You got Turkey pulling out Rabonas with his weak foot. Yeah. And that's the thing, right? The football swings so radical from 1 week, right? Because when 1 week with the Turkey winner against, I forgot who they played, to the Chelsea game where everyone is like, get rid of Turkey. Like, Jesus Christ, you know, football fans, you know, mad. Semenyo 3GA from 2 games. Who said he's not good enough for Arsenal? You know who said that shit. Reality Bites Rashid could be a show. Yeah, it could be. Because he does like 3-4 shows a week. Rashid does a lot of panel shows, you know. He does more panel shows than he does standalone performances. I do more of these than I do panels. I enjoy panels, but panels doesn't allow me to engage with the chat as much. That's the only drawback when I do panels. Essentially, I just have to put them on the screen and I can't read all of them out. Simon, behave yourself, young man. Goals and assists, what matters? I don't give a damn about XG. XG and field tilt, this other stuff. Gyökeres is no Robin Van Persie. I know, well, shit. If it came off as I was trying to compare them, that was not my intent at all. You know, oftentimes when you put 2 names in the same sentence, people be like, "Are you comparing them?" No, I'm not. I'm not moving my furniture around for. Sit where the sofa is or get out. RVP is king. Throughout the old rugs by new curtains. And listen, like I said, Sheldon, I hear this from you, my G. Everybody else, they're gonna have to have a giant glass of shut the fuck up. But you, I hear it because I rate consistency. Consistency is king. RVP, oh yeah, 1000%. But I genuinely feel that Gyökeres could potentially score more goals than RVP in the right system, and we definitely don't have the right system. We got everything. The system is shit. You know, I'm not even gonna try to sugarcoat. But like, well, it's not shit, but it's not good shit. It's shit. Johnny, like, brother, the away fans were louder than the Chelsea fans yesterday. What are you on about? And I'm sure we probably had like 3,000 there, 3,000 to 5,000. And we were louder than the Chelsea fans. You don't think we can drown out some? Come on, brother. The Chelsea fans weren't singing. I do content, but the problems you highlighted are okay. Got you, man. Hey, Brian, you didn't have to send a super chat, bro. I would have gotten to it. I got to it, man. But yeah, hey, listen. Brian does content mods. Go ahead and throw Brian's link in the chat, man. We see what Brian's talking about. We welcome a Chelsea fan around these parts. Laka scored 30 goals. 30 plus goals a season after leaving Arsenal. I'm going to say this again. Thierry Henry was never good in the air, so we didn't cross the ball in the air. Why are we crossing the ball in the air for Gyökeres? Thunderman is motivating Eze and Ethan when they play. They'll be explosive. Keep it positive when it fits the face of common sense. Man, fuck all that. You know. I don't. I'm teaching you a lesson approach can be an effective tool as a leader, but it doesn't always work. You can lose players. Ross, what does AirPod Albert do then? he shows him the schemes on the iPad. He be like, there's space here that we can attack. Henri would have won more playing with a clinical striker. I hear it. Michael, big up Michael. It is many times I don't understand how Mikhail handles rotation and subs. How come Eze and Madueke didn't play for 3-4 games? Yesterday, Arteta subbed in Havertz, not Norgard. You know, it confuses the shit out of you, and maybe that's his intent. Maybe his intent is to confuse everybody to the point where no one knows what the hell is going on. Because for right now, the talking point around his substitution packages is that he's Mr. Like for like. So maybe yesterday's substitution pack, because I was trying to work out where Havertz was playing when he was coming on. Well, wait a minute. Jesus is on the pitch. Odegaard is off the pitch. Rice is off the pitch. Is Jesus going into 10? And Havertz going up top? Nah. And I see Havertz in the midfield. I was like, oh shit. You know, I don't know what to make of it. Big up Mel. Hope you are good, Mel. Manners and respect. Yeah, big up Mel. Great live yesterday. Make sure that we're giving Mel some of our time, people. Big her up. I see what you did there, Eros. Glaze. These men are sick with the wordplay, you know. Arteta will sit back and allow Chelsea to attack and pin us back. That game will get nervy. Brother, if he listen, the facts are on the table. We know the task at hand, Simon, right? Do not lose at home to Chelsea. You're in a final. That's the mission. The tactics and the strategy, how you go about it, Mikhail. Bertha is not going to come down there and pick the lineup for you. He's not going to do the tactics for you. But the end goal is set for you. There is a spot at Wembley versus Man City on March 22nd. Do not fuck this up. Now, if you're going to sit back, you better sit back. But you better not concede. And you better not concede first. Okay? If they have to attack us, there's space in behind. Exploit it. You know what I mean? Where we at? Ivan Tony wants back in the Prem. Just do it. Not Mikhail. Won't happen. He is not that guy. Once they talk about a player's attitude, you know we're not signing him. We're not. Arsenal duo William and Trossard shook off Knox. Shook him off. Now, either there was nothing wrong with them in the beginning to begin with, or he rushed them back. You know? Hero, thigh, Calafiore, muscle, max, ankle, and Christian Mascara remain out for weeks. And they always use weeks, you know, because weeks can mean 52 weeks. You know, weeks can be anywhere from 8 weeks to 52 goddamn weeks. Saliba was only supposed to be out for weeks in the 2022-23 season when he got injured against Sporting Lisbon, I think. Whoever knocked us out of the Europa League. But didn't see him for the rest of the season. You know, big up, man. Big up. And just like that, I think, let me see. Are you sure he ain't confusing himself? Everyone can see the stupidness apart from Blunderman. I'm sure his assistants see it, yeah? But I just think they're empowered enough to say anything. Like a lot of corporations, even in the military, the leaders, we have open door policies that your subordinates can use, and you can't use it against them. sir, ma'am, permit to use the open door policy, and they can come to, hey, we feel like we're being unfairly treated, blah blah blah. I'm not sure this open door policy exists at Arsenal, where his assistants or his captains are empowered to walk into his office and be like, Coach, we don't really like this going up 1 goal and sitting back and defending type shit. It's hurting us, and we want to attack teams. We see, it's one of them ones. But listen, people, I will be on the Bruised Banana with the Shane, the Gooner later. I think Normsky will be there, Mr. Invincible. I expect the Jezza to be there as well. So make sure you tune in for that. This one will be a fantastic episode. We'll be discussing the Liverpool game. We'll be discussing yesterday's game, and we'll be looking forward to the Forest game on Saturday. So that's what we will be, people. Thank you for tuning in with me today, man. I really appreciate you rocking with me. I understand. Manners and respect every single time in the people. Maria to the utmost, yeah? So big up. I'm going to leave you with some reggae music today, yeah? But manners and respect, people. Like I always say, take care of yourselves and each other. Until next time, we are gone.
Kill them with just make a boy know you're not blow. It's like everybody need somebody from Simma. Who got the keys to my bimmer? Who am I? The girls them sugar. Look into my eyes, tell me what you see. Can you feel my pain? Am I your enemy?